Hey there, awesome folks. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally. Today, we are going to explore the love-hate relationships we all have with job interviews. Stay tuned.
Your Dream Career Coaches YouTube channel. Welcome, guys.
Yes, this is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally. Guys, listen. Nobody, when I say almost nobody, likes the feeling of not momentary but timed interrogation with another person in the form of a job interview. We're going to talk about 4 different types. The most prevalent types, like the changing trends of job interviews. Nowadays, a lot of it, yes, we still do, but it's rarely done since 2021 and the COVID-19 and everything else that's going on. In-person interviews are, from my personal experience, some of the most nerve-wracking, but some of the most rewarding. It's all in how the mindset you go in with it and what you do beforehand. Those are things that I talk about that I'll be coming out with my interview series, and I've done several videos on interviews. You'll be able to check the playlist in regards to interviews. But of course, in-person interviews being the most nerve-wracking of all, because you're actually going to a different location. You have to get there by a certain period of time. You're not sure who you're meeting, what they're going to think of you based on what they see. There's a lot that goes into a job interview per se, but the in-person interview is probably one of the most nerve-wracking, but also the most rewarding if you have the right tools and you have the right guide. And of course, with an in-person interview or any of these, if you're looking for assistance in that area and you're definitely looking for some coaching in that area, or you have an interview coming up and you're not sure, okay, what do I do before this interview so I can knock this out the park? You can definitely go to mentorshelley.com/consultation, and I'll definitely, we definitely have either, premium or basic interview coaching that we can go through, do mock interviews based on your industry and your type to go through with you some of the things. I can definitely give you one tip for any of these interviews, whether it's in person, which we're going to go over telephone interview, voice conferencing, and video conferencing and video response. All of those interviews, it is imperative. Please, guys, this is 2021. There's absolutely no excuse for you not to know anything about a company. Please. You can do the Google research on your phone. There's no excuse. None whatsoever. Find out at least a little bit about what they do or what they are. Or what is it how they function in the marketplace. At least do that. That's one tip. Those are one of the many things that we talk about in the interview coaching calls. So, in-person interviews, you definitely have to be ready for that. Get dressed for the occasion. Find where you're going. Get there on time. Those are just givens. Now, telephone interviews can be tricky. Please make sure in any kind of telephone interview that you are in a very quiet place. Because there's nothing worse than you being on an interview and you have Rocco the Rottweiler. I'm sorry, that was the name of my niece and nephew's dog. Rocco the Rottweiler, because he was half Chihuahua, so he was yappy. Rocco the Rottweiler barking in your ear while you're on an interview. Go into a padded room. Lock yourself in the room. Go into your car in an area where you know it is going to be quiet. Because the worst thing you can do is be on a telephone interview. They can't hear what you're saying because your dog is yakking or the child is crying or whatever it is that can actually disturb the flow of your interview. I can personally tell you, I've actually had to go in the car to avoid any noise or any distractions while I'm on that interview. And usually, you're going from telephone interview, and if it goes well, then the second interview is usually in person or on a video conference call, which is usually through Zoom or one of these video conferencing. Now, Google has their own video conferencing service thanks to COVID. So, either video conferencing is where Just like how I'm on this camera with you, face to face, on your computer, or sometimes on your phone, depending on what type of technology that particular company is working with. You want to prepare the same way you prepare for an in-person interview. You have to at least look the part for where the camera can see you. Please don't do something crazy. Like get up and you're only in your underwear and they see that. And you think the camera's off and it's not. That's not a good look. Please be fully dressed. You're not physically there, but it's a video conference. Keyword video, you can be seen. It's important to be dressed for the part. Now, this is another type of interview that I've actually experienced. I don't know how much of that, I think a lot of companies use that because I've been through one of those where you literally, they ask your question on the screen and you have to click on camera and then you answer that question based on, you know, your personal experience or what, and your professional experience. Video recorded response interviews. It just seems so impersonal to me, but there are companies that use it and they use it in a lot of ways to weed out who they don't want. So that I just wanted to explore with you at least different type of interviews, the love-hate relationship, because it's a love-hate situation, people. If you want to be able to take advantage of some of your career ventures, you're going to have to go through some form of interview. The only time you don't go through an interview is either when nepotism is at work for you, in some way, shape, or form. You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, which does happen. Or they love you so much and they're in such need, they didn't bother to interview you. That happens too. But don't think for 1 second that the 100,000s, millions of a chance that will happen to you. But more than anything, for any one of these interviews, be prepared, okay? I shouldn't have said that enough. Be prepared. And of course, if you're looking for help to get prepared in the right way, to make sure you're absolutely, positively, and joltfully ready for your next interview, definitely check out my link at mentorshirley.com/consultations, and I'll be more than happy to go through every crevice and corner of question that you could possibly be getting to be ready for your next job interview. So you can not only open the door, but you can thrive in your career. All right, guys, take care. This is Mentor Shirley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally. I know it's a love-hate relationship with the interviews, but we love when it brings us great opportunities. All right, guys, take care. Have a good